Welcome back, everybody, to the Players Assist, sponsored by Raising Cane's. Today's episode is called Put Me in Coach. And you talk about maybe 5 key ways to get more playing time, right?
Mhm.
And so here's some really good ones, and they're not they're not what people are going to think they are.
No.
Oh, okay, so let's just get into them because we know that's really important to some of our players. Number one, you said breaks are a time to play leapfrog. And he wasn't talking about our childhood playground game. What exactly are you talking about?
I mean, figuratively, I am, but not literally.
Okay.
It's your chance to leapfrog other teammates.
Mm.
So it's also, keep in mind, a lot of things we're going to say in this segment is also going to be people that start. How do you keep your position? So the biggest changes in lineups are after breaks. Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, because that's when players will go home, not work out, not pick up a ball,
Eat
just
that good
eat.
food.
And then they come back, and usually like the first 1 or 2 practices are really sluggish. And so if you're the person who's like, no, I'm going to stay in shape, I'm going to go to some camps, better my game, and stay really sharp. So when you come back, you're outplaying guys that normally you wouldn't outplay if they were on their P's and Q's, still trying to get their legs back.
Refine their rhythm and whatnot, but here you are.
There you go. So you're coming back ready to go, and now you can outplay a lot of players. Or let's say you're a starter, you can separate yourself from other players. So you can use it in both ways, and that's how you leapfrog people. Remember, the breaks are a chance to separate yourself and do what everybody else isn't. And that's how you get better.
And coaches notice. They notice.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two, don't steal spots, steal minutes. What's going on with the time heist? What are we doing?
The good old saying, how do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
There we go. One bite at a time. Don't eat the whole elephant. And if you want to continue at anything, you need to see progress.
Okay.
So a lot of times people see the whole elephant as, I'm going to take his spot. And they overdo it. So they start playing outside of their game. They start shooting NBA threes, or they become probably even more inefficient in trying to do that. But if you take it, you have to pay close attention. What does coach want?
Okay.
What are the players ahead of me offering? And can I start to offer the void that I see based off my assessment? So if all of a sudden we're getting out rebounded and I'm a post, then I need to make sure I get better at blocking out, holding my blockouts, getting rebounds out of my area. If the guards are turning the ball over, I need to show that I have ball security. Even if I don't score a bucket, if I'm not turning the ball over when I'm in the game, I used to sub in the game at 2 minutes. Now all of a sudden, coach is tired of those turnovers. I sub in 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Oh, minutes.
And then you do something else that's better that your coach has been preaching. Find out what your coach actually wants. Listen to him. Hey, we're not playing good defense. I want to force the ball to the left. Let's make sure we're holding blockouts. You want to do those things. Then all of a sudden, you go in at 5 minute mark. So you go in a bit earlier. And what'll happen is you'll start stealing minutes, and eventually you'll steal a spot.
Ooh, minutes equal a spot. Okay. All right, guys. You're stealing minutes, not spots.
There you go.
Not yet. Okay, number three, be so good on the bench, that's where I lived, that it becomes obvious you belong on the court. What do you mean?
Well, first, be likable. Be somebody that coach wants to put in.
Okay.
Body language. If I'm sitting like this, waiting to go in with a towel over my head, I just don't think, even when I'm coaching, I don't think players can go from this to balling and getting rebounds and executing and doing the things that they need to do. You need to make sure you continue to educate yourself on things that should happen on the court. So when you verbalize it, it sounds different. And it sounds like something that a coach would want.
Okay.
So if I'm on the court, we just talked about forcing the ball left. If you see a guy is a right-hand bandit and he's going right every time, you need to yell out there, hey, force him left. Don't let him into the paint. Every time he goes right, he's causing us issues.
Yell that from the bench.
Yell it from the bench. Coach is like, oh, okay, yeah. You know. Yeah, hey, we got to make sure we trap corners. Don't forget to trap corners.
Yeah,
and if the things that your coach preaches starts happening, or you start speaking, even though it's not happening on the court, coach is going to say, you know what? I need somebody in the game that is going to make those things happen because he's saying what I'm saying.
Yes.
And
get back in here. Come on, get back.
And that's what happens. That's exactly what happens. Every coach wants to win, and he's going to put in players that can execute the game plan. So you need to make sure you're verbalizing what needs to happen. The other thing is I think you have to be engaged. So be engaged in the game and use your IQ. Say smart things so coach knows, hey, I have winning thoughts, and maybe you should give me the chance to see if I have winning play in me as well.
All right, folks, work that bench. Work that bench. All right, number 4. Number 4, learn to talk. You just told me to say, learn to talk.
Tell him, hey, I had a friend, Tino. He could really shoot it from the corners. Hey, man, be in the corner. All right, I'll be in my spot. Hey, when I drive, when your guy helps, I'm kicking it to you. So this is what it did for me. First of all, I'm driving to a shooter's side, so if they don't help, I could score. So it's easier to drive to shooters. But if he does help, even if Tino misses that shot, coach saw what the quality of the shot. So he's like, oh man, we got a good look on purpose. If he makes it, then hey, I'm really a hero. So
both of y'all get credit for his shot.
We do. I get more credit because he knows that I'm strategically making it happen. And the same thing with defense. Hey, force them to me. I have your help. So now when a guy actually drives and you help, and then they kick it to your man and you close out and they hit a 3, coach can decide, hey, it's not like he didn't know what he was doing. He was out of position. He did exactly what he said he was going to do, and he was late to a shooter. So if coach wants to change his mind, he knows that it wasn't an IQ mistake. It was a strategy and me thinking that I wasn't guarding a shooter. And now he could leave me in the game and just say, hey, don't leave off that guy as much.
Right.
So communicating, learning to talk will really help you not just seem smarter, but you actually are smarter. And you're playing at another level because most kids won't communicate, especially at that level.
Oh, wow. All right, guys, learn to talk. And lastly, number 4, you said learn to talk. Learn the talk?
Yeah,
What
learn
do you
to talk. The talk is show that what you're doing is on purpose. So, one thing you can do is, let's say I have a shoot. I used to have a teammate in high school named Tino, and he could really shoot it from the corners. Yeah, so what I would tell him is I say, hey, Tino, hey, be in your spot, be in the corner. All right, when I drive, if your guy helps, I'm going to kick it to you, knock down that 3. And I'd say it in front of the coach in our huddle because, one, it was smart for me because if you got a shooter in the corner and they don't leave him, I can score easier. But when they do and I kick to them, the result doesn't even matter at that point because coach is going to see Tino shooting a shot with nobody within 5 feet of him. So he's like, man, that's a great quality of shot.
You set it up.
That he's going to know I set it up. The other thing is, if he makes it, he know that I made it happen on
Y'all
purpose.
both win. Okay.
And the way most people look at it is they see the person from the stands. They see the person who made the shot and that's it. But what the coach is going to see is the person who created the shot. And he's going to want that. So that's one way. Another thing, defensively, let's say you're talking on defense. Hey, send them left. Send them to me. So now you get off your man. You go and help when they drive. Let's say they do kick it to the person you were guarding and hit a 3. Well, coach knows because you were learning the talk that it wasn't because you weren't smart. It's because you strategically said, we're going to force him in this situation. And the guy made a shot. So now coach knows he can just talk to you and make a simple adjustment. Like, hey, don't leave that guy as much. And if you happen to get a steal, oh, man, you're the hero. Yeah. So all these things are part of the talk. But it does require having a certain level of IQ and you communicating, what you're thinking.
I love it. And your coaches will love it too. All right. Number 4, you need to learn the talk.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like you're going to need to explain the talk.
Show that what you're trying to do on the court is on purpose. Okay. So most fans, spectators, are going to see the person who made the shot. A lot of coaches only see the person who made the shot. But the way you get a coach or somebody who doesn't realize you're doing something on purpose is you say it before it happens. If I drive and I kick to a shooter and he makes the 3, everybody's looking at the guy who made the 3. They're not looking at the person who made the play. Oh. What you do is you let coach understand that, hey, this stuff isn't happening on accident. So I had a friend, Tino. He could really shoot it from the corners. And I'd come in the timeout. I'd say, hey, Tino, make sure you go to the corner. When I drive and they help, I'm going to hit you.
Right in front of the coach.
Right in front of the coach. So he knows when that does happen, he knows that it wasn't just happenstance.
He just wasn't magically where he was supposed to be. Y'all worked that out.
We worked that out.
Okay.
And it was a decision. So now when I drive and that guy helps and I kick it to him, even if he misses, coach says, man, that was a high quality shot. Nobody was within 5-6 feet of him.
Guess who gave him that shot?
Yeah. And guess who put the thought in his head? And look, if he happens to make the shot, oh man, I'm a hero.
Even better.
Yeah. So the other thing is, Let's say I'm on defense and I'm saying, hey, I have your help left, help left. So one, if you say it, you have to do it. So when the guy does drive to the left and you go and stop him from driving, you actually help. Now, if they kick to your man and you close out and he hits a three, the coach doesn't need to think that I wasn't a smart defender. The coach knows strategically I thought I wasn't guarding a great shooter, so I could help.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if he hits a shot, coach might just say, hey, let's change that strategy and just have you not help off that guy
Don't have
as
to
much.
pull you out, but now we just have to make an adjustment.
Just have to make an
because you
adjustment.
was talking.
And now the coach doesn't view it as a mistake. He just views it as, hey, maybe you had a bad scout. And so you get the benefit of the doubt when you learn to talk.
Oh, you guys got to speak up. A lot of this is y'all got to speak up.
But you have to know.
Okay,
as well.
IQ is important.
Yeah.
And you have to speak up.
Exactly.
Okay. And the last one, you got to win the statless stats. Okay, I know what the stats are. What are the statless stats?
They don't show up in box scores. 50-50 balls. Like a coach has in his mind, if I put a ball at half court, he has an idea of which kid out of all 12 is going to get to that ball first. If you line them all in the same spot. You have to make sure your effort shows you're at the top of that list. Okay. He's a go-getter. He's relentless. You have to be at the top of the list. The list that you don't want to be on top of and that you do want to lose is he's lazy.
Last one here.
Yeah. So coaches need to think, hey, which guy, if I drop a play, is going to execute? And those aren't stats. Those are descriptions of how I see you. Another statless stat might be if you ask a coach, who's going to be the first guy in your gym? They know. Now, a good idea to do is not just be the first guy in the gym, because guys can show up and be the first guy in the gym, but they're on TikTok. That's not going to help you being on your phone. I always tell
Unless
people.
you're watching the Players Assist, but go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So the other thing you can do is get a routine. Let's say it's a 15-minute routine. Well, in order for you to do your routine and practice, let's say it's practice from 4 to 6. Well, you can't do a routine at 4. That's when practice starts. You have to be at practice 20 minutes at least early to do it. So now all of a sudden, because you have a routine that's structured, coach walks in, he sees you, doing whatever finishes or whatever.
always in this building 15 minutes before everybody else working it out.
Last one out of the gym.
I always got to put Juwan out the gym. Always.
Yeah. So have a cool down. Maybe you have a free throw routine. I have to hit this many free throws and I have to hit this many shots or whatever. But at the end of the day, now you're the last one in the gym, all because of your routine. So make sure you're winning all those statless stats that don't show up in a scorebook, but it shows up to a coach and it makes him want to play. You have to root for a kid that's working that hard.
You have to. All right, guys. Those are the 5 tips that we have so far on Put Me In, Coach. Hopefully they will help. Please like, comment, share if you're going to be able to utilize some of these because we know tryout season is coming up. And yeah, let us know if they work. Let us know if you guys need more. As always, the Players Assist is here to do exactly that, assist. So we hope you guys stay tuned for our next episode. We got so much more coming for you. Hope you enjoyed it.